What's up everyone? Friday morning, and you know what that means. I just dropped Lauren off at the house. I've got some errands to run. Let me get them out of the way, and then I'll give you a rundown on what we got going on today. A lot has happened in the last 15 minutes since I left you. I've got building, plumbing, and insulation inspections scheduled for Monday and Wednesday of this week. Yes. Also, I was able to pick up a new meter socket because we're upgrading to that 200 amp service. So when my electrician comes back to do all my final, he'll install that. So we are moving. Now let's go pick up Lauren because we got a little surprise.
But before we get to that surprise, quick story time. A couple weeks ago, I was on the phone with an investor friend of mine, and I was basically complaining about how it's so hard to find deals and blah, blah, blah. And then I kind of thought about it, and I was like, am I really trying that hard to find deals? With the house hack and the renovations right now, finding our next deal's kind of been put on the back burner. That's obvious. So I pulled a list off of batch leads, which I'll share a little bit later of like what the whole process is like. And I got about 300 addresses. And I was like, I really want to mail them, but I'm antsy and I don't want to wait for people to get back to me. So I just cold called them. And guys, I've never cold called before. I don't know where this bravery came from. So I called about 30 to 40 people in about an hour, left a lot of voicemails. And we just got a call back yesterday from one of them. So the surprise is, we are driving down to go look at a new property right now.
All right, we'll pull it up now. We'll show you guys a little bit of the inside, and then we'll reconvene.
They do have AC.
They do have AC. Oh, I can smoke the shit out of this. No problem. It seems like the deadbolt is locked.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would be in right now.
You want to swipe the front door?
Deadbolt's locked.
Okay. Interesting story. So we met the seller and he didn't have a key to the house, so we couldn't get in.
It's June 4th. The tenant was supposed to be out June 1st, and he just found out she's not done
fully
moving
out yet. So she didn't like leave a key, I guess. Before we knew that she was still here potentially, we did try to break in as per, you know, the seller gave us approval to try. But it did give us a good opportunity to at least chat with him, and we made another appointment to come back.
And we did a little walk around the outside. I mean, everything looks great.
So basically the story is that about 10 years ago, the house burned down. You know, insurance money paid out, and they built this new house, so everything's brand new. It has central air, you know, like updated electric. Like, what does that even mean?
And it's like 3 bed, 1 bath, 1,700 square feet.
3 bed, 2 bath.
Oh, 3 bed, 2 bath.
Has a driveway, has a backyard with a shed.
I mean, that is like, we're checking all the boxes.
Yeah, I mean, really the goal today was really to build rapport anyway, and I think that we were able to start doing that. Obviously, I wish I was able to see inside. He did mention that they were planning on listing it on the MLS, but since we called, he figured he might as well show us, so. And
he definitely seemed interested in at least having the conversation of doing an off-market sale, so.
Because he did ask us, like, so do you guys still do, you know, 6% agent commission? And we were like, no. So he, you know, he's thinking the benefits of working with us too, which is good.
And they also own their primary residence in a neighboring town, so it's a very interesting scenario where maybe, because we know that they want to retire down south, maybe we end up getting 2 properties out of this deal. So he did share with us that he still owes $100,000 on the house, and then there's a $10,000 contractor's lien on it. So he's all in for $110,000 to break even. He said that the agent told him if he listed it on the MLS as is, he'd be able to get $150,000, and if he did some small renovations like do new carpets and stuff, he'd be able to get $185,000. We're not
paying anywhere near that.
And he self-admittedly said, you guys are investors, you're not going to be, you know, pay that much.
Yeah. So he knows, the expectation's set. So I think for us, we know this is not a BRRRR, obviously. It's new. I mean, we haven't seen inside, but we're assuming it doesn't need a lot of renovations. So we're kind of thinking like seller financing, which we don't know much about. So we're gonna do some research, and he says he's going to send us some photos over, so at least we can get a look.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be really curious because it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but it's over 1,700 square feet, which in this area is pretty large. So I'm wondering, you know, can we turn it into a 4-bedroom? Like, what type of creative things can we do to make the deal work? Yeah. I think he said we could come back on Sunday, right?
Yeah. I wish he didn't owe so much on it.
I know. Because he owes so much, we'd have to do some sort of like subject to option, which I'm not crazy about.
He's looking to get a little more, so like, what do we give him, 120 and a seller finance?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And
we just keep, you know, yeah, I don't know.
We don't know, guys, we're still learning too. Yeah,
because then we have to figure out, so he's under market rent at 1,400, so we'd have to assume that like maybe we charge 1,600
right
to live there, but then our mortgage with him would be like, it would need to cover whatever he's already paying plus a little bit extra to make it worth his while.
Yeah.
And then what does that look like for a 30-year? Is it 10-year and then we refinance?
All good questions.
It's like,
I don't know.
How do we structure that deal? So I think there's definitely an answer there. It's just we don't know that answer yet. I'm still learning this language.
Yeah, if you guys have any creative ideas about subject to or other things, you know, let us know. We're happy to hear them.
But first we're going to get coffee because I'm getting tired.
Well, I need food.
And you need food.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go do that. Okay, now real quick, we're calling another investor friend of ours who's done creative and seller financing before.
What's up? Yo, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Good, good. You got a couple minutes?
Yeah, what you need?
So I want to run a scenario by you and just get your opinion on it.
Okay.
Okay, so just for round number purposes, we have an opportunity maybe to buy a house that is right around 150,000. Okay? The owner owes 100,000.
Okay.
Okay. How would you structure some sort of creative financing deal with that seller?
The only way you can probably do it is buy a sub too.
So Marcus shared so much good information about how a subject to deal works and how to make it a win-win for both us and the seller. The conversation was just so long, so we're just gonna highlight a few key points.
First, a subject to deal is when the buyer takes title to the property, but the existing loan stays in the seller's name. And to make the deal a bit more attractive to the seller, you could also kick them back a few $100s on top of the existing mortgage payment each month.
This benefits the seller because they can get a higher price in the long run, allows for a quick close, and is a way to sell a home that may be difficult to sell. The benefits to the buyer are they can save money because you may not have to put down a down payment, or you don't have to have a traditional loan in your name or business name. And this can easily create a win-win.
Some potential risks are the buyer failing to make the mortgage payments and the mortgage's due on sale clause. Worst case scenario, the buyer defaults and the seller takes back possession of the home. Okay.
Yeah, sweet. I mean, this is like, you just answered a lot of the questions I had. You want to say what's up to the YouTube community?
Oh crap! Am I on the phone?
You can.
This phone call chat?
You can say it right. Go ahead and say what's up to everybody.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Guys, this is why we preach meetup so much. We would make his payments for him for the remainder of the loan, which is like 20, let's just say 20 years for easy math.
And we'll stay with the scenario, it's 150,000, it's worth 150,000.
Right. And then Marcus is saying that like we could, as long as it's still cash flows, we could kick him another like $300 or whatever. And so if we're paying him $300 times 12 for 20 years, in theory, he's making an extra $43,000. So technically we could offer him 193.
Sounds fantastic.
Creative financing, guys. Now that all of this off-market deal search fun is over with for today, which is like weird. I'm like so amped up and want to like analyze these deals, but we got some other things to do. So we are going to focus on taking out all of these nails and
Staples,
so we can start laying the LVP in here. We have carpet being installed in 2 weeks, but you know, we could do the LVP before then.
That's right. Let's do it now. Take the staples out.
Guys, he's doing it again. Why are you just staring? I know that means bad news.
Do you see the floor? LVP can't sit over top of this. It's like I don't know. From here to here, I don't know what this is. So I think we have to cut it out and then just piece in some plywood. I mean, obviously you can see something's going on. Look at this massive seam. Like, that's not natural. And this is dropping right here. It does this weird thing. I think this one to this one would take care of it. So basically what we're finding here is that there's a double 2x8, and the one that one of the flooring was on was dropped a little bit because of settling. So I'm going to nail into a little bit higher one, and it should, if I do anything, when I put the plywood on, I will bring it a little bit higher so there's one little dip here, and then I'll feather out some thin set like over top of that. Or I pull out a couple more out to like here and then use a piece. That's what I might do, actually. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull out like maybe 4 more into this section and then put a piece of plywood over that. That's gonna do it for us today. Didn't get a whole lot done at the house. We got some subfloor prep done, but we got all those rough re-inspections scheduled. So by Wednesday, we're gonna know if we're getting this place sheetrocked.
And hopefully both of those sellers call us back and we're able to schedule some time to go see the properties. I'm very excited, so lots of potential.
It's so funny how fast that happens. Like, I'm so excited about those.
I know. If you are enjoying this journey as much as we are, like this video, comment below, and follow us along on Instagram at Rentals to Wealth. See you guys next week.